Songyun's secret baby journal, the truth about her motherhood journey. K-drama Haven family. There are celebrity stories that make headlines. There are love stories that capture hearts. And then, there are stories so intimate, so vulnerable, that they feel like opening the very pages of someone's soul. And today, we step into one of those stories. Because behind the glitz of red carpets, behind the smiles at award shows, behind the flashbulbs of cameras, Songyun has been carrying a secret. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update in the world of your favorite celebrities. A secret written in the quiet hours of the night. A secret whispered onto paper when the world was asleep. Her baby journal. The hidden record of her journey into motherhood. The first page, a whisper of hope. The story begins not with a grand announcement, but with a single entry. In a leather-bound notebook tucked away in her dressing room, Songyun wrote, "I don't know if I am ready. I don't know if I will be a good mother. But my heart already beats for someone I haven't met yet." Those words, so simple yet so powerful, marked the first steps in her journey. Because while the world only saw her glowing on screen, behind the scenes, Songyun was preparing for the most important role of her life. The hidden struggles. And yet, motherhood was not just joy. In her journal, she confessed the sleepless nights, the fears, the tears nobody ever saw. Some days, I wonder if I am strong enough. Some nights, I cry quietly so no one will know. But then I feel the smallest kick inside me, and suddenly I believe again. For every glamorous photo fans saw on social media, there were 10 unseen moments of doubt, of exhaustion, of vulnerability that Songyun kept hidden in ink. Her baby journal became the one place where she could be raw, unfiltered, and completely herself. Letters to her baby. Perhaps the most emotional part of her journal were the letters she wrote, not to herself, but to her unborn child. One entry read, "My little one. I don't know your name yet. I don't know the sound of your cry or the shape of your smile. But I promise you this, you will never feel unloved. You are already the greatest gift of my life." Another, just weeks before birth, whispered, "I am scared. But when I hold your tiny hand, I know I will never let go." These weren't just journal entries. They were love letters. A mother's quiet devotion, etched into paper forever. Sukai's role in the story. And then, woven through the pages, appeared another name. Sukai. Her partner, her rock, the man who once called her my wife in front of millions, and now, the one standing by her through every heartbeat of motherhood. One journal entry revealed. Tonight, he sang to the baby even though the baby cannot understand. His voice was soft, almost trembling. I have never seen him so vulnerable. I think he is already in love too. Another read. He stayed awake all night when I could not sleep. He held my hand when I was afraid. This journey is mine, but it is also ours. The journal, once the story of a mother, became the story of a family. The day everything changed. Then came the most powerful entry of all, dated the day of her baby's birth. I thought I knew love. I thought I had felt it before. But the moment I heard that first cry, the world stopped. The pain vanished. The fear disappeared. In that instant, I became more than Songyun the actress. I became a mother. Her words were shaky as if written through tears. And at the bottom of the page, in ink smudged by her hand, she wrote only 3 words. My forever love. The world finds out. But here's the twist, K-drama Haven family. This journal was never meant for public eyes. It was private, sacred. And yet, somehow, excerpts began to leak. Fans began whispering about the secret baby journal. Online communities exploded with theories. Did someone close to Songyun share it? Did she herself leave hints in interviews? Or was it Sukai quietly trying to show the world how strong she truly is? No one knows for sure. But what everyone agrees on is this: the words felt too real, too raw, too full of truth to be anything other than genuine. Why it matters. In an industry where perfection is expected, where flaws are hidden, and where personal lives are guarded like fortresses, Songyun's baby journal reminds us that celebrities are not just stars. They are mothers, fathers, families, Humans with the same fears, hopes, and dreams as the rest of us. And that is why fans around the world have crowned her not just as a beloved actress, but as something greater. A symbol of strength. A symbol of grace. A mother who dared to be real, even in secret. The legacy of her words. Today, the journal has taken on a life of its own. Fans create edits of her imagined words, pairing them with photos of her with her child. Quotes from her private pages now circulate online, inspiring mothers everywhere. And through it all, Songyun remains silent, never confirming, never denying. Because maybe, just maybe, the truth isn't in the gossip, or the leaks, or the headlines. Maybe the truth is in the journal itself. In those quiet words written in the dark. In the story of a woman who stepped into motherhood with trembling hands, but a fearless heart. The discovery. It happened on a quiet evening. The baby was finally asleep, the soft glow of a night light painting golden patterns across the nursery walls. Sukai moved around the house silently, careful not to wake the child. And then, he saw it. A small leather notebook on the edge of Songyun's nightstand. Worn at the corners. Pages slightly bent. Clearly used often. Curiosity tugged at him. He hesitated, because he knew this wasn't a script, not a fan letter, not a work document. This was personal. But something about the way it was left open, almost as if inviting him, drew him closer. He picked it up. And in that instant, Sukai stepped into the world his wife had been carrying in silence all along. His first tears. The first words he read stopped him in his tracks. Some nights, I cry quietly so no one will know. But then I feel the smallest kick inside me, and suddenly I believe again. Sukai sat down, his chest tightening. He had been there, every step of the pregnancy. He thought he had seen it all, the cravings, the doctor visits, the laughter, even the fears. But now he realized there was an entire side of her journey he never fully knew. And as he turned the pages, he felt his heart breaking and healing at the same time. The letters to their baby. Then came the part that undid him completely. The letters. My little one, you will never feel unloved. You are already the greatest gift of my life. When I hold your tiny hand, I know I will never let go. Sukai's hands trembled as he read those lines. Tears blurred his vision. He pressed his lips together, trying not to sob, because the baby was still sleeping. But it was too late. The tears came anyway. He realized this wasn't just a journal. It was a map of her heart. A collection of moments she had been too shy, too vulnerable, or too strong to say out loud. And now, he was holding them in his hands. The entry about him. Then, somewhere in the middle, he found it. The words that changed everything. Tonight, he sang to the baby even though the baby cannot understand. His voice was soft, almost trembling. I have never seen him so vulnerable. I think he is already in love too. Sukai closed his eyes, overwhelmed. She had seen him. Every moment. Every quiet gesture. Every late-night whisper he thought no one noticed. She had captured it all and immortalized it in ink. In that moment, Sukai realized that while he had always thought of Songyun as strong, radiant, unshakable, she had been looking at him the same way. They were each other's pillars. What he did next. But here's where the story takes a turn. Sukai didn't put the journal back and keep it a secret. Instead, he left a note inside. In his deep, messy handwriting, he wrote on a blank page at the very end, "You are not alone. You have never been alone. Every fear you wrote here, I felt too. Every dream, I carry with you. You are my forever love as well." He closed the journal gently and placed it back where he found it. Songyun would discover his note days later. And when she did, she cried too, not out of sadness, but because their two voices had finally met on the same pages. The fans react. Of course, this private moment wasn't meant for the public either. But when word got out, through whispers from close insiders, through hints dropped in Sukai's interviews, through subtle changes in the way he looked at Songyun during events, fans pieced the story together. And when the internet learned that Sukai had not only read the baby journal, but responded to it, the world exploded. Trending hashtags read, #ForeverLoveSukaiSongyun, Hashtag baby journal confession. Hashtag when he wrote back. Clips of their interactions, the way he touched her shoulder protectively, the way she smiled at him knowingly, suddenly felt like puzzle pieces that fans had been waiting to assemble. And now, with the journal as the hidden key, everything made sense. The legacy of the journal. The baby journal, once just a private diary of motherhood, became something bigger. It became a love story, not just between a mother and her child, but between two people who found a way to see and write each other's hearts. K-drama Haven family. In a world where celebrity romances often fade like smoke, Sukai and Songyun gave us something real, something eternal, something written not in headlines or gossip, but in ink, in tears, in love. And so, the question remains, should Songyun and Sukai one day publish this journal, turning it into a book that could inspire millions? Or should it remain what it was always meant to be, a sacred exchange between a mother, a father, and the child who made them a family? Let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because their story is only just beginning.